My question, advice when someone you had a good relationship and bond with, but they end up ghosting. I actually had this happen to me recently. I thought that I had like the best, what was it, like second hangout date with someone. Like I thought the chemistry was amazing, insane. This person followed up with me after the date like a few times, but never asked me to hang out again. And to me, that was just shocking because I thought that we just had the best time together, but clearly they didn't feel the same way. Or
Yeah, guys, it's almost as if you give it up too easily, men lose interest, right? If you get all these girls and they're just sleeping with guys after the second date on apps and all of this, a lot of men are thinking to themselves, well, what's the point of getting into a relationship when these girls will just, jump into bed with the next guy that they find? But what is going on, guys? It is Taylor the Fiend back again with another response video. And on today's show, we're looking at a video submission through the Patreon by a man whose name I forget. So I will leave that in the top of the comments. But I want to thank you, bro, for your submission. And it is about the adult industry, guys, and featuring this woman who a lot of you may know. Now, a bit of a caveat to the video, guys. Please don't go and send harassment to these people. I will link the original in the description if you'd like to watch the full thing. But we're just going to crack into it and see what she has to say. But before we crack into it, guys, if you're new here, you're liking the videos, make sure you subscribe on the way in. Come and join the Discord link in the description if you haven't already. And if you'd like to support the channel, guys, make sure you check out the website fiendgang.com. It has exclusive videos and stuff like that in there, so be sure to go and check that out. But let's see what these people have to say.
they would have asked me out again, right? Um, but my advice for this is giving myself and you advice because I just went through a similar thing is if they wanted to, they would.
Okay, TikTok. Dude, she literally came into my room.
I have something crazy to tell you.
Yeah, she came into my room at like 4 a.m. with flowers and coffee, and she goes, Olivia! If he wanted to, he would. And I'm like, oh my God, what? Did you just find the love of your life? Like, why are you holding roses and a book? Like, what's going on? Like, where did you go for like 3 hours?
So, my ex was in New York at the same time as me. Why did I just say New York like that? And I wasn't going to hang out with him, but then I couldn't sleep. So I was like, fuck it. I'll just bring my dog over to his house at like 2 a.m. For him to meet my dog. Like,
yeah, very, very interesting, right? He's got to meet the dog at 2 a.m. Guys, a lot of men, in relationships with girls and they're still friends with their exes. I wouldn't recommend that. I really wouldn't. A lot of girls will still sleep with their exes or still be attached to them. So please don't be dating any girls that are attached to their ex, okay? You get situations like this where, like, the guy won't commit, right? So she'll still have feelings for the ex. And, maybe the guy broke it up because he doesn't have feelings, but she still has feelings for him. So they'll still hook up occasionally, oftentimes, and, but they're still quote unquote friends.
Like as friends on some friendship shit. And it was Easter, so I was like, why not? So I went over there. We like hung out for a little bit. Again, I just feel like I have to reiterate, didn't hook up, like just some real friendship type shit. I leave.
Yeah, guys, just some friendship type stuff,
At like 4 a.m. And it said that Starbucks was going to be open. So I Ubered to Starbucks. Well, actually, I dropped off my dog. And then I Ubered to Starbucks because it was Easter. They were closed till 5 a.m. So there's a little subway underpass next to the Starbucks. I'm sitting there. People are coming up, down. I'm sitting there for like 30 minutes. And I have another 30 minutes to go. There is a man of the streets. And by that, I mean like a homeless man who I think was also maybe on meth, crack, whatever his drug of preference was, because the way that he was walking, he was just like,
I mean, he was tired.
He had a bouquet of flowers, though. And so, he's coming up the stairs all slowly like this, and I'm like, should I stay here? Should I have a conversation with him? I'm like, you know what? Why not? Let me have a conversation with this man. I'm going to be here for 30 minutes. I should brighten his day. I'm sure a lot of people don't want to talk to him because he can be intimidating.
Yeah.
Especially being a girl alone there, it can be scary to talk to a homeless man who seems like he's on drugs.
Okay, I'm trying to let this play out so that she can really get to the end of the story here, guys. But a bit of a spoiler. Men in general, guys, we're too nice to random women. You get all of these simps and these blue pill guys, man, and I absolutely can't stand it. I think I've told this story on the channel before, but girls just get so much free crap, like so much free things. I was seeing this girl one time, and I probably mentioned this on the channel. I was seeing this girl one time, man, and she posted on her Instagram story. She was like, "Oh, my laptop broke. I need it for this and that." And this guy literally responded to her story and gave her his laptop. It was like a couple. It was like a few years old, like, but it was still just a perfectly fine laptop, and he just gave it to her. Guys, please, none. If you're doing like this stuff of giving women crap for free, don't do it. And she's kind of gonna get into that a bit more in a second. But you know, when you see men in the comments, right, that girls have life on recruit difficulty, it's no joke. It really isn't.
But I was like, you know what? I'm gonna fucking talk to this man. I'm gonna try to give him the best day of his life by making him feel important. So he comes up to me. Of course, he starts talking to me once he makes it to the top of the stairs. And you know, he's on drugs, so he's just like, you know, just talking about crazy shit. And I'm like, yeah, you know, and I'm like, you know, you can be anything that you want in life, just hyping this man up, trying to give him some good old life advice. And he's just talking crazy, but eventually he's like, you like really like made my day, like you made me feel really special. I don't know why I got these flowers today, but I think that they're for you. And so he gives me these flowers, and I'm like, you know what, Starbucks is open now. Why don't you come in with me and I'll buy us both a coffee? So I go into Starbucks, I get us both caramel macchiato. We go out. I'm like, listen, I have a flight this morning. I hope you have a wonderful day. Like, stay blessed. And I somehow in passing mentioned to him that I love to read. Now, this man has 3 bags of stuff, and that's all his possessions. He doesn't own anything. So,
I mean, you guys can already see where this is going, right? And here's the thing, like, when a girl is nice to the average guy, here's the thing. Guys do not get free attention, free resources, and, you know, just free niceness. A lot of times men have to actually earn those things, right? I've said on the channel before, guys, but when was the last time that you like received like 2 compliments in a row, right? Like, men, we don't go outside and get compliments for the way we look. We don't get free crap, and we don't get all these niceties, right? So when we do, it's kind of like a blessing. And the problem with that is that if you're a guy and you don't have a lot of dating options, you tend to fall too quickly for girls who will just use you for your attention and resources. Okay, so guys, so you need to be really careful of that. I get a lot of questions through the Patreon. I get a lot of relationship questions, and the one concern I have for the guys that ask those questions is like, if you're approaching dating from a position of scarcity, you're likely to be screwed around and have your time wasted. Hell, like even guys in marriages, right, just get screwed around. Like, there's a reason why there's a subreddit on dead bedrooms for marriages, guys, right?
so 2 of the few things that he owned were flowers, and then he also had a Barack Obama book. And when I mentioned to him that I like to read, he gave me one of his only possessions, which was his Barack Obama book, and he had already given me the flowers. This man barely owns anything, and he gave me his only book, his only form of entertainment, and flowers. And I'm just like, this man who literally has nothing gave me everything.
Yeah.
But you know what? I accepted them anyway, because why the hell not? Guys, please just look after yourselves first, okay? Like, a lot of these things that girls get, all these gifts, all these compliments and stuff, they genuinely don't appreciate it. These people get called pretty, like these ones in particular. So these are, I believe this woman is a adult worker in the industry, right? I'm not sure about these 2, but these women receive no shortage of validation. Okay, guys, so like, keep that stuff to yourself. It just becomes white noise to them at a certain point, receiving gifts and stuff. This woman probably should not have taken this man's offers, right?
If a fucking man wants to, he fucking will.
Yeah. And he was
so-
like, he probably stole the flowers from
Yeah,
someone.
like honestly, he probably did steal the flowers or found them in a garbage can or something. But I'll tell you, I bought that book home with me because that book means so much. Because this man gave me, he doesn't have anything, and he gave me everything that he had. And so I broke into the house at like 5 a.m. and I'm like, Olivia, if he wanted to, he would.
just
I'm
kept
like,
yelling.
look, this man doesn't have anything, and he gave me everything that he has.
Yeah. I mean, I forgot what the
Yeah, wow, what a crazy story. right? Like what an absolutely mind blowing story. You see, when she's telling this story, guys, I just want to make a couple of things quite clear. Okay, so she's telling this story because first of all, it makes her look valuable. It makes her look like men will just. It makes her look um, like she can be placed upon a pedestal. You see what I mean? It's like, oh, he just gave me these things because you know what? If a man wanted to, he would. So then what they do is they go back to thinking about Chad, that guy that gives them no attention, that ghosts them on the second date because you know what? He's had his fun, and they think to themselves, you know what? Like to hell with this guy. He would have given up the commitment if he really wanted to. But the thing is, guys are not interested in committing to girls who A, sleep around, and B, work in the industry, right? Like if you want commitment out of a guy, girls don't seem to understand that it's a two-way street. Like I'm sure you guys have seen those interviews, or maybe you haven't, where they ask they ask women what they bring to the table in a relationship, and you're not allowed to say intimacy or bedroom fun, or you're not allowed to say that you are the table, and they just can't think of anything, man. Like girls don't seem to understand that relationships are a two-way street. So when they get ghosted and guys don't give them attention, man, I just feel no empathy. I think it's really good that men are starting to wake up and starting to value themselves more and not handing out free attention. This man who gave her the book and the flowers should absolutely not have done that, and she shouldn't have accepted them either.
Yeah. I mean, I forgot what the question was. Wait, what was the question?
Oh, it was it was you felt basically you felt like you had a connection or a good relationship and bond, and they end up ghosting. So the moral of the story is, if they wanted to be with you, they wanted to talk to you, they wanted to see with you, they would.
If they
Let me just make this incredibly clear. Okay, so these people seem quite confused. Well, we had a connection, we had a relationship. How come he ghosted me? You did not have a relationship. You saw this man 2 times. You probably smashed, and then he lost interest in you, right? Because he wasn't. You had no relationship. He wasn't interested in a relationship. And you know what? A lot of guys these days aren't interested in relationships anymore because honestly, what is the point? Right? We haven't touched upon it that much in this channel, guys. But there's this little thing called hypergamy, right? Girls choose to date the top men, okay? And in the words of Mr. Tomasi, right, hypergamy cannot afford to miss a chance. So if you guys don't know what monkey branching is, guys, I would encourage you to look into that. Men are not, like, if you get into a relationship as a man, you have to understand that women are still keeping their eye out for the next best deal. See, you as a guy, you can be content with what you have. You can be content with a girlfriend, you want to build a family, build a nice, home structure and all this. But at the end of the day, your girl, whether you like it or not, is still looking out for the next best deal, guys. She's always going to do what is in her best interest. That's why I tell you guys, that's one of the reasons why I tell you guys, put your interests first. Okay? Because, girls aren't afraid to do it to you, right? I'm sure you guys have been in relationships that have ended abruptly or this and that, and then all of a sudden, the next week she's just with a new guy and you have no idea what happened. Okay? So please start to put your interests first, as these people do, okay?
Yeah, if they felt the same connection or if they felt the thing. Let it go. Don't dwell on it. Don't sit there. I mean, we've all been there. I've definitely had guys I've talked.
Yeah, guys, they've all been there. You see what I'm saying? These guys that give them no commitment, it's almost like that's what they're drawn to. They've all been there.
For like a month, and we've talked about like being serious, and all of a sudden, boom, nothing.
Yeah.
Me. So it happens to everyone, and the worst thing that you can do is sit there and dwell and be like, why not? Why me? Why didn't they pick me?
Or
not the right get person. Over it and move on.
Think of scenarios like, oh, maybe, because this I'm definitely guilty of, is not accepting that they didn't want me, and thinking like, oh, maybe they're just shy. Maybe they just love me too much. They're scared.
I'm like, I'm the opposite. I'm like, all right, well, I wasn't the one for them. I'm very like, to where
you're masculine, you're realistic.
I was also gonna say, I feel like everything happens for a reason. Everyone is put in your life for a reason, and also taken out for a reason. So if someone ghosts me or disappears from my life, I'm like, that was probably for the best, because if they had stayed, they probably would have made me more sad or brought like more toxic, negative.
Could have kept you from doing something. So
if someone leaves your life, all right, cool, let them. It's a very simple saying, but I think I had spoken about this a while back on the podcast, is that I had to realize that everything happens for a reason. And, if someone isn't meant to be with you, it's for a reason. Like you said, it's stopping you from possibly maybe getting a future career, like a gig of like a dream gig, or traveling, or becoming friends with someone else, or honestly meeting your husband the next day, like your future, the love of your life.
You know what they say, don't let your boyfriend stop you from meeting your husband.
Wow, what a beautiful piece of advice, guys. Don't let your boyfriend stop you from meeting your husband. That's just, just some very healthy advice, isn't it? Hey guys, if you want to build a family in 2021, I want you to just think back to this moment where you saw this woman say that, and just be very careful. Okay? See, guys are starting to wise up and actually be careful with their commitment now. Because you know what? Men are realizing, hey, wait a minute. Wait a second. If I get into a marriage with these people, I can lose half my crap just because she wants to leave. You know what? And if I get into a relationship with these people, she's probably still missing her ex. Right? And here's the thing. So these girls will be upset. Oh, he ghosted me. Oh, I couldn't get a relationship with him. Oh, he didn't pick me. But you know what happens the moment they get picked, guys? They lose interest. It's like, oh, okay, well, I won the competition now, so I'm not as interested in him anymore. So now I'm bored and I'm going to move on, right? Because girls, they like the excitement, guys. But anyway, before we wrap up today's video, guys, we're also going to be taking a look at a bit of an article here from the magazine Evie, okay? And this relates to the bedroom fun I was talking about earlier, but the article is titled 5 Practical and Beneficial Reasons to Withhold Bedroom Fun from the Men You Date. So we're going to have a bit of a look at this, and as always, guys, we're going to point out the absolute BS as we go through. So, it's a common notion to make sure we're compatible in the early stages of a relationship by moving fast, but maybe we've got it all wrong. There's nothing quite like the starry-eyed early stages of a romantic relationship. Everything about the person we're dating is unfamiliar, intriguing, and worth discovering more about. They can do absolutely nothing wrong or mundane in our book. You see, guys, this is the part that girls are interested in, right? Let me just highlight this. Okay, so you may read this sentence as a man and you go, okay, well, I kind of understand that. That makes sense. Like if someone's new and unfamiliar, I could do some discovering, I guess. I don't really know what that means. This is what it is all about for women, guys. You see what I mean? Like these 3 things is like, this is why if you want to cohabitate, not only are you risking losing all of your crap, but you're going to lose attraction in the long run. And this is another reason why dead bedrooms happen, guys, because once a girl knows that she's figured you out or she can wrap you around her finger, she's not as interested anymore. Right? The unfamiliarity, the intrigue, those things are what make a man attractive in part. Obviously, there's the physical looks and stuff like that as well. But yeah. Let's keep looking. It's also during the early budding stages that we get the most caught up in our whirring and stirring emotions for this person. We seek to connect and know them deeply and fully as speedily as possible. It's why we feel this mystifying need to do as much as humanly possible to get closer to one another in the first few months of dating. Now, I want to really highlight that this is true for women, but men, this is true for men as well, but it's not as true. You see what I mean? Like we as men, we're not seeking to connect and know someone deeply and figure them out, right? So this is a huge difference between the way that men and women experience attraction, and you guys have to understand that, because like sentences like this are so easy to gloss over without understanding. But then you go into a relationship and you realize that this is a mistake that you're missing. Okay? Women want to feel as though they're struggling to connect with you. They're struggling to know you deeply. You're always interesting. You're always this. You're always that. And this is one of the reasons that men are not so interested in relationships anymore, because women have this thing where the person has to continually be exciting. Like you as a guy, you have to continually be exciting to hold attention in 2021. That's how bad this whole ADHD generation has gotten. It's absolutely terrible. But let's keep reading. And to do this, our culture regularly stresses the importance of using intimacy to achieve the closeness we long for. We're encouraged to sleep around, not only as a means to have fun, but to feel like we know the guy we're dating better or to lock down the relationship. But what if this approach is backwards? What if it's actually hurting the evolution of our relationship? You know what? It does hurt the relationship. If you want a guy to commit to you, right, and to consider you girlfriend material, you shouldn't be having bedroom fun super early on. But here's the caveat that girls don't seem to understand. This becomes redundant if you've slept with the entire town anyway. Right? So if you want to sleep with a whole bunch of guys and then you want to settle down and have a relationship, no, sorry. No, 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 no. The damage is done. Okay? The damage is done. You've got mileage now. Right? You've got baggage, you've got problems. Maybe you've got a kid. You know, maybe you're imprinted by the previous guy. You see, no. You can't go around, you know, fairyland and until you're 30 or 40 sleeping with all of these men, and then at the end of the rainbow expect a man to come and pick up the pieces. That's not how it works, okay? Absolutely not. Here are 5 practical reasons why holding off on getting intimate is a smart way to date. Now, we're only going to crack into a couple of these guys because we're already very late in the video. I thought I'd do an extra long one because I'm coming off of sickness now, but I will be back out in the world probably tomorrow. So we're going to do a long one while we can. Maybe we'll do some more long ones. Who knows? If a relationship is what we're looking for, the guys who desire nothing more than a casual, no-strings-attached setup will bolt the moment they've realized they're not getting what they want. They might ghost us, physically leave, or just mentally check out for the rest of the date. And you know what? There seems to be some confusion because I actually recommend for guys to do this, right? Like if a girl doesn't sleep with you in the first to the third date, depending on how attractive she is, so again, I wouldn't really recommend dating, but like if you meet the girl 3 times and nothing seriously physical has happened, move on. And the reason why I say that is because the woman you're dealing with probably has slept with guys on the first date. Now, if she hasn't slept with guys on the first date, which is just mind-bogglingly rare, then you can you can hold off. But that's just not the case in 2021, guys. It's just absolutely not. So guys, like if you're dating, please understand that women sleep with men on the first date. Okay, they absolutely do. So if you want to be one of those guys that goes on 50 dates, blows $100 on dinner every time, and gets a peck on the cheek, be my guest. But at the end of the day, girls sleep with men they're attracted to very early on. Okay? While their brisk abandonment of what could have been an otherwise entertaining date is hurtful in the moment and can even lead us to question if we're doing the right thing by sticking to our guns, it's surprisingly helpful to our cause. No guy is worth bending our own convictions for, and no relationship in which we had to convince someone to stay and agree with our way of doing things will ever work out well. Now, guys, we're going to leave the video on this particular note right here. Let's just have a look, right? No guy is worth bending our convictions for. Let me tell you this, guys, and we're going to leave it on this thought here. If a girl really likes you, and I'm talking like really likes you, she's really into you, her convictions to anything go out the damn window. Her hobbies, her friends, everything go out the damn window. She will do anything to spend time with you. She will pay money to spend time with you. She will buy you dinner to spend time with you. So please don't be accepting this this fickle crap of flaking and expecting you to pay for everything. That's just not how it works. But anyway, guys, I think we're going to leave today's video there. A bit of a long one. As always, if you enjoyed, make sure you subscribe on the way out. Come and join the Discord if you haven't already. And if you'd like to support the channel, guys, be sure to check out the website. There's some stuff over there. Make sure you join the email list over there. And if you'd like to get exclusive videos, there's also exclusive videos over there and merchandise. So, as always, take care, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.